Bienvenidos and welcome a Cositas Mommy Never Told Me, a podcast that dives deep into the Latin cultural norms that have long haunted the feminine genre. Montate and buckle up porque it's going to be a roller coaster ride. ¡Nos fuimos! Happy New Year, my friend!
Five, four,
Pero si ya
three,
estamos.
2.
Dale.
This is the countdown. Oh, damn, I should have brought my disco ball that I made.
Oh, you had a disco ball. Did you make... Hold on. You made a disco ball. ¿A dónde?
Okay, so happy New Year.
¿A dónde means where, by the way?
¿A
I gotta get better at translating the Spanish to English is what I was told.
We gotta speak more
by
Spanish.
my black friends and my white friends. I got some white friends too. Hey, black friends and white friends. Hey, people that don't speak Spanish. Hi.
Hey.
And I got people that they said they're going to go to Duolingo. What the hell is the app?
Duolingo?
Duolingo. I was like, I am so excited for you. Now we can talk about people in Spanish.
Isn't that the best? You know what? I literally said to Phil during Christmas, New Year's, whatever, I said, I just wish you spoke Spanish.
Right.
So that...
But you know what? I don't give a fuck. You talk about motherfuckers in English.
But that's why. Because I can't. He's so gully with it that I'd be like,
so gully.
Stop.
And then I get around him, and the gulliness oozes out, and then we're both like regular voice, like look at this
capital G gully. And
the last time I went to California.
Years. And he goes, what he will say is, I know when you're talking about me though, they say that Moreno. I'm like, I've never said that.
Yeah.
Never.
I know the last time I went to California, and it was actually almost a year ago because it was in near your breast reduction.
Breast surgery.
Yeah.
March,
so
yep.
when I went to California, I remember us going to, please remind me of where we went for lunch, and it was all those amazing places to eat. The Grove?
No, the Grove. Did we go to the Grove? Was it a mall, like outdoor shopping?
We was outdoor, yeah. When we went outside, and then we went into Nike, and then we went into
the market. Yes, the Grove has the market. So, you're making me miss LA right now. Don't do that.
Look at me, all California, remembering the
I know.
But anyways, we went to the market to eat, and it reminds me because you had went off to go get something else, and him and I were sitting down with our food, and we was on green, we was on go, we was like everybody good.
He is such a problem.
Listen, it's not a problem. To me, it's not a problem. I'm not from California, so I felt like I had the green light. It was like I was there, guns blazing, let's go. I'm talking about everybody.
And California, LA specifically, is good people watching. So
it is like a Walmart on steroids. But like with good clothes, because motherfuckers dress out in LA.
I have my own
No. They do. I was at the Grove. I was impressed with a few people. Even got a little swag.
You know what it is about LA? Whatever, to my LA fam, whatever. It's that the thing is, I feel like East Coast New York, it's very effortless fashion. It's very like, not thought about much. And in LA, you can feel like, damn, she really thought about every layer.
She thought, or somebody thought it for her.
Or she took it right off the mannequin and said, I need every piece on this mannequin right now. But I rewind to say, yes, me and Sophie made disco balls where we were staying for New Year's at the hotel. They have all these activities and stuff in Miami. So we made
want to make a fucking disco ball.
First of all, no, you don't.
I don't. Fun, look at my cuerno. Mira. Hey. Dale, but go ahead. I'm about to have to talk to my husband, motherfucker. Why this shit popping up?
That's like a forced situation happening. So I signed up Sophie. First of all, we get there and I was like, oh, it must be like for kids. No, it was all adults. It was like champagne. Guacamole, like they really laid it out. And
Champagne and guacamole. Okay.
I will say, conceptually, I was like, oh, in theory, it was like, this is so cool. Girl, I got to show you. The mirrors, we ended up making mini disco balls, but the mirrors were like this big.
They were tiny. Okay? Did they have something for you to handle the mirror?
No, so it's not that. It's like, it's not like you take off like a row and you can apply it. You have
individual?
to go.
What the fuck?
So, one of those things that when you have kids is like, oh, it sounds good in theory.
Hold on. Did you provide feedback?
Not in reality.
Because I can so see you providing feedback like next time when you do this class. If you get a row.
They should put an asterisk and say, well, by the way, funny part is everyone cheated. I didn't. Oh. I semi-cheated. I took baby rows, but everyone cheated and literally took the strips and just like applied all around their balls, their disco balls. And I mean, okay, let's be a little serious. The girl did say something. The woman who was hosting the event said that she started, she's an artist and she was going through a really deep depression. And she loves hosting these type of events, but specifically the disco one, you know, it like symbolizes
That's a great idea.
A rebirth, but she also said it really shows you how a bunch of broken pieces can come together and make something really beautiful. And I was like, oh, that's sweet.
But if I'm there to do a disco ball, please keep that shit to yourself. I'm going to do it. I understand. She's going through some shit. She's in depression, but why the fuck she's leaking that shit onto us? Like, I'm there to do a disco ball. She just told you separately.
She's a No, that's how she started the thing.
Oh, that was her shit. Oh, okay.
That's like the purpose of her art is to pass on positivity. I mean, and she was in a really dark space and blah, blah, blah. Oh. But ready? Everybody was 2 hours in, everybody tipsy. And I was like, my daughter's here. Everyone was falling in love with Sophie. You know how she's an adult. Of course, yeah. She was the only child there. And they were all, this woman literally took Sophie across the table and was like, do you mind? I'll help her, because I was like doing Sophie's doing mine. And she was like, no, I'll help her. She was one of the cheaters. So she had already finished her ball. And I was like, sure. And she was like, I love her. I was like, yo, tips.
I mean, was it before New Year's or was it after?
No, it was like I did a reels for New Year's and I like started the ball, so you could see it on my social media, but it was like 2 days before New Year's.
Okay.
But all that being said, I had told Phil, I wish he spoke Spanish, because we were going to dinner that night and I was like, damn, we got to get going. But you know, Sophie became obsessed with finishing her disco ball, and who walks up into the space? Like, are we going to dinner? Phil Robinson. And he walks in looking like, face was like this, but not upset with us. But that's just, you know, Phil, that's how he walks into a room. And I was like, hey, what's up? He's like, like, observing
everything in.
And then when he walks in, this random woman has his daughter. So he's like,
who the fuck is this? My daughter.
The fuck? Like, has Rocio lost her mind? And in my head, I'm like, she's right there. I want to finish my disco ball. It's like, I'm paid babysitting. I'm good.
It's free babysitting at this point.
But I said to him, I said, I wish you really spoke another language, because he walked in, he's like, the fuck? Who the fuck? The fuck? Like, I
love Phil for that though. Even if he does learn Spanish, I do not want him to lose that, because that's just the way the fuck he is. He don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck. Like
he knows enough Spanish, because I'd be like,
oh, he be listening. Trust me, especially when we get into our little
exactly.
He'd be like this.
He'll say things like,
he knows.
Say things like, I understand bicho. I understand.
Moreno choncha.
I know, chocha. He hates that word.
I mean, who the fuck came up with that word though? Keep it real.
Chocha though? So gross. He's like,
it is very gross.
Oh, you know what other word? Because when Sophie was little, of course, beachy. I don't know if you say beachy to go pee-pee.
No.
I think that's my dad's Peruvian side. You go beachy.
Okay.
And then gaki for.
Oh yeah, gaki. Cocky, yeah.
It's cocky. He's like, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work.
So he would hate cagar.
Like,
Um,
I'm like, mommy, you have to go khaki. He's like, he dead serious. Rocio, please don't say that word. Don't use that word.
that's awesome. But
But
no, he be saying the shit out of some shit. He be saying the shit out of shit.
so Phil also taught me.
Love you, Phil.
He's the one because now I'll be like when I talk about people, I'll be like, bitch, I got two fingers. I know motherfuckers talking about me the minute they walk away. So he's the one who started probably 18 years ago being like, babe, you have two fingers. They talking about you.
Right.
You have unrestricted rights to talk about me.
And for a fact, I know it. And I've said it on the podcast. I know it for sure because people talk about me in Spanish because they think I'm black. So they talk about us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just joining in.
Talk about us. Should we mention?
Oh,
Evelyn
God.
Lozada's episode has about
we
1,900
should.
views.
1,900 views. We got how many subscribers on there? Like maybe
100 and something.
100 and something. All these DL, right? Go ahead, go in, girl. Go in. Because I'm coming too. I'm coming.
We got all these down low viewers. Hey, sis.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, brother.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. And next month we got another fire interview coming.
Ooh,
so
y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready.
Hey,
y'all.
sis.
Especially the people that live in town or just around us or in the suburb.
Come
if you're within a 50-mile radius, right? And you know us, you know one of us.
No. Clarity. You think you know us.
You think you know us. But some people know me. Some people know you.
I'm going to be the asshole.
No, some people know. No, but some people know us. Some people know us. And even though I've heard that Connecticut is a hard market or whatever, but you listening, so you might as well follow. You got a lot to say to other people because trust me, it's getting back to us. People are telling us, hey, so-and-so must watch or listen to the podcast because they told me this. And then it's so funny because I was like, but hold on. So that means you listen too. And why aren't you following us?
But P.S.
Where is the
support? You're going to carry the tea. Carry the property.
Right. Okay? Right. So, when we come on here, we're very transparent about our lives. We're transparent about, the things that we go through. So don't just automatically assume, what the fuck we talking about or who we talking about. So if we want to name said people, we will, right? Until then, we will leave you to create whatever stories you want to create, Mr. and Mrs. Stephen Kings out there. Because if we want to say the name, we will. So it doesn't matter. Like, let's say, for instance, if I said this person in the past, I used to date this and this and that, you can't automatically assume that you know who I'm talking about. I've dealt with a few people. Hello. So, yeah, but continue to listen and continue to talk about us because it's just going to make us more popular. Because if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. We love you. Thank you for listening. Now take that back. I can't believe you. Did you hear what I said? Yes. Take that shit back. Have a conversation about it. Go get some tea, some coffee, whatever the fuck. If you do cocaine, whatever the fuck you do, go do it. Do you have anything to add? Do you have anything? Because Rocio, both Rocio and I have received information from people where they come back and say, I didn't know that so-and-so, or they say so-and-so said this about your podcast. And then I started by saying, well, shit, I didn't know, number one, that you listen. And number two, that person listened. So you had a good conversation about our podcast. So y'all keep guessing and putting the puzzle together. I didn't realize we was putting out puzzles. Because motherfuckers trying to push it together. Like, if you want to know, ask us. We'll tell you. We'll engage. Maybe. No, but I find that very I don't know what the word is, but to me, if you know me or if you know Rocio, or if it's just something in Connecticut that's popping, like something that's different, something that you enjoy, something that you go on a weekly basis to follow, why not support us? Why not share us? Why not follow us? Like but it's fine. Y'all can continue to be on the DL. We okay with it. I gotta put this mic closer. Hold on. Let me put it right here. Right in my face. Because I ain't afraid. It's right here in my mouth. I'm gonna get you one of those fake cigarettes, the long ones. Oh, that was, I'm sorry. I kind of went on a little rant.
No, that's why I said, let me take a seat. And
No, because it's true.
Let me let you go in.
It's true.
Okay?
When I like somebody, when you like somebody, we believe in giving people their flowers. If we do it to total strangers in the street, somebody put together, we're like,
All
oh,
day.
girl. All day.
All day.
We like flowers. The fuck?
Fresh while I'm alive, not on my grave.
We like flowers. Like, but it's okay because good or bad, yeah, listening.
We here.
Yeah, watching. And it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better.
If you're going to carry the tea, know the flavor. Okay? And if you want to know, the DMs are open.
I wonder who she's talking about. Ask us. We'll tell you. Ask us who we talking about. So crazy. But anyway, enough on that.
Exactly.
What were you going to say? I ain't what? Come on, end it.
Let me smoke this fake cigar real quick.
Cigarette. Oh shit! I know I had a water back here somewhere.
Okay. I don't smoke cigarettes or anything, but do those thin cigars still exist? Virginia Slims?
Yes. And they have a variety of different ones. They have so many different ones. Yeah.
So is smoking
and
still a
flavored
thing?
And yeah. Smoking is still a thing. I actually went to an audition recently, and I'll talk about it more later. But there was a girl that came in and she smelled just like cigarettes. And I was like,
sweetie.
Oh, yeah. And I used to smoke cigarettes back in the day, but I made sure not to smell like it. I used to hate smelling like cigarettes, but I used to smoke back in the day.
That's one of those things. I can never date someone who's a smoker. Never. Maybe weed every now and then, but even that,
a smoker,
it's like,
yeah.
That's literally like he smoked? No. I don't even want to get to know you. None of that. Anyway, what did you do for New Year's? I was traveling and on a beach. And then
you want to tell them where you went so people ain't guessing where you went?
No, guess. Fuck. Guess. I was on a beach, and
she was somewhere hot. She was somewhere hot.
So you want me to really go in? I was on a beach at a club where I'm a member. That's exclusive. Because you know what?
Now go do your research, motherfuckers.
And I will. And I'm raising my daughter to be unimpressed by your grimy ass son. Anywho.
Not the grimy son.
No, we had a great time. We went to church on, God forgive me, Jesus. It's all jokes, but it's really not. We went to church on New Year's. Shout out to Joanne and Pastor T from Cool Church, the best. And then we went skiing. So talk about two completely different places. But you know, I'm all about exposing my kid to shit that I didn't get to do till I was older, or shit that I didn't get to do at all. So happy New Year. What did you do for New Year's?
So the ball was up in the air as to what I was going to be doing. My husband and I were trying to figure out what we were going to do. It landed on a Sunday this year, so it was kind of weird. And, you know, it's all this football, NFL playoff, clinching the whatever the fuck. So he went to go do that over Jay's house. Shout out to Jay. What's up, Jay? And so, I just basically, when nothing really panned out that I wanted to do, like there were some things that I was invited to, but just honestly, I just didn't want to be anywhere. I wanted to be home. So I went and got me the ingredients to make me a seafood ceviche with
Bitch.
some
Pause.
with some with some
Pause.
plantains, with some oh, what
So
happened?
I got back that day. I ended up coming back a day early in between to have a little break before going skiing. And I'm talking to Dee. And then I was like, what is she eating? And that's like my favorite thing. That's actually our thing we discovered on the beach in Puerto Rico like 3 years ago,
Mhm.
2 years ago. And then I was like, I said, "Oh my god, how do you make that one? I learned blah blah blah." She knows I love ceviche, and then she sends me like an entire text on how to make it. I was like, "Well, actually, we could just." She said, "Bitch," and then I said, "Well, can I just come over and have some?" She's like, "That's gone," and I was like, "Oh,
I was like,
the audacity."
can you send me the recipe? And I really don't have anything written down, so I was trying to do it so that she
Which,
knows
by the
by
way,
measurement and
you need to
stuff.
start doing that. You need to start writing all your stuff down
You're
because
right,
all we
because
have in life is
we used to tell
death.
that to Nat's
Yep.
mom. We used to
All we
tell that
have
to
in
Nat's
life is
mom.
death, not to be morbid, but then
Yeah.
it's like none of those things. Your kids, they're young now, but one day they'll be like, damn, my mom used to make this or my mom used to make that.
Yeah,
And that's such a beautiful way to connect with your kids.
that's one of the things that I was thinking about doing this year is putting the camera out while I was cooking. So my best friend was like, "Bitch, I've been telling you to do that shit for so many fucking years." I was like, "I know, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it this year. I'm gonna use this big ass fucking ring light." And I already ordered a phone holder that can, face down on the food, so that people could watch me. So I just gotta get it like a little island so I could turn around and do shit like that. But so yeah, I made that ceviche with some tostones, which is fried green plantains flattened, and then you put the stuff on top and you just eat it. And then we had ice cream with whipped cream, and I was basically just watching some of the football games to see who clinched what, because my husband is really into like fantasy, so is my son, so are my sons and stuff. So when they usually get together, it's fantasy. We in fantasy world, unicorns, fucking rainbow bright, everybody running around because we're fantasy football like a motherfucker. But I was sleeping at 9 o'clock.
No.
I swear. So my daughter went out. My daughter, who's 17, she went out to go hang out with her friends, and my son Jalen had went out to brunch with my older son Aaron. Aaron stayed here with me. We were very homebody people. But Jalen got back around 10 o'clock. He told me, and he said he was sleeping by 10:30. I was sleeping
So
by
you slept
9.
through the new year?
I slept through the new year. I woke up like around 12:30. Mommy isms, because I knew my daughter was out and I knew that Jalen was out. So I was like, let me just get up, check the location. They were both home. And then, that bladder kicked in like, bitch, you open your eyes, let's go to the bathroom. So I went upstairs. I heard Aramis talking. I was like, Happy New Year. Went back to sleep, got up the next day. And I was content. Like, I did not feel like I missed anything. I told my husband, please go and do you. Like, he wanted to go to a party, I believe. It was Lucely and
Yes.
Meg's party on Park Street at Pelu, which is the person that listens. Hey Pelu, I heard you listen, bruh.
Hi,
But
nice
anyway,
to meet you.
some of the Dodgers be listening. So what's up, y'all?
I heard.
And I know the Phillies listen. So what up,
heard.
Phillies? Champions
I heard.
2023. But anyways, back to back. But anyways, oh, sorry. I got a bit competitive. But it was at Pelu's Wolfies. He has a great event space on Park Street. Now, you owe us some money because I just plugged you. And so they were going to have a New Year, and they did have a New Year's Eve party there. And I was thinking about going there, but I was just like, you know what? I just don't feel like leaving. I didn't feel like putting on lashes because I wasn't going to go out and in a hoodie and sweats. And people out here with their fucking phones and all this shit, and they want to document everything. They ain't gonna catch me slacking. So I was just like, no, I'd rather stay home. I don't want to put a lash on. I don't want to do that. So I just stayed home, and I was good. I have to tell you, my husband, I thought he was going to go out, and he got home. He said he got home a little bit after 9:30. So he got home before Jalen. And when I woke up, he was in the bed. And I was like, oh, shit. So the next day he told me he got home. So, and I was good. Maybe next year I'll celebrate a bigger one, in a bigger way. But the stress of that New Year's Eve, I opened my house up. People had their own plans. My sister turned around and told me, you know what? I want to be able to drink. And since you don't drink, won't you come over here? And I almost went over there, but then like around 5:45, I called her. I said, you know what? I think I'm going to stay home. And I'm fine with it. So yeah, I just didn't want to go through the whole, what do I wear? Do I go get an outfit to go sit somewhere? Yeah. So, but I was so happy. And next year, hopefully, like I told, si Dios quiere, I told my husband, maybe we should bring in the year in another place. Like we've been bringing in the new year. All these years we've known each other in Connecticut. It's usually fucking freezing. I mean, even though this New Year's wasn't that bad, but I'd rather do it somewhere else, somewhere where there's, like my girlfriend, Brenda, shout out to her. She listens. She is in Puerto Rico. She got back a couple of days ago, but she was there for like 16 days. So she was able to do New Year's, Christmas, New Year's, and then she did Three Kings. So I was just like, that's the type of shit. Like I would want to do Christmas Eve all the way to like Three Kings, the day after Three Kings. So that's something I would like to do. That's on my bucket list.
I love it. Last year we were blessed. I mean, honestly, no bullshit.
You guys went to Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've been blessed. Meeting Phil was a big change for me. Obviously, we were together for 20 years, but it was really hard at the beginning because my family, my sister, my parents are like, oh my, like you splitting holidays, not being around, blah blah blah. So we started going away on Christmas Day. It's been years now. Obviously, with his illness, we haven't been able to do it all the time. But last year we went to Puerto Rico. We left on Christmas Day, and we spent New Year's there. And when I tell you, Puerto Rico is probably the best place to spend Christmas there, as starts like right before Thanksgiving. Yes, and that shit is just like Christmas. Because
the 24th in Puerto Rico is really Christmas.
Oh, huge. So we spent it there. Unfortunately, Phil wasn't feeling that great. So it wasn't exactly what, nothing is as planned when you love someone who has a chronic illness. But we spent New Year's, and he pushed through and we went, and I remember him telling me when we got home, we spent New Year's at T-Mobile Center. We had a reservation with Sophie's godmother, and it was like where they broadcast live. And when I tell you the energy, there was parranderos and the people, and just like, cause I'm not big on going out for New Year's either. We're either at church or home. We've gone to Puff's New Year's Eve party probably like twice, but usually it's like after church on our way in Miami back to the hotel, we'll stop. But there's been plenty of years where we just don't go. We just go to church and then go straight home or spend it. I mean, not to sound holier than thou because it doesn't come off on this podcast, but we usually spend it praying. I usually spend it praying. So last year was the first year with Sophie that I was like, oh, what can I get away with? She rocked. Oh, she was a G. She was like, I love this. And then, so I would love to do Puerto Rico again. We didn't do Puerto Rico this year, because medically it's not a conducive place for Phil to be, just like in an emergency or anything. So we went to Miami and we ended up going to church, which was great. But I'm like you, like I can be home watching the ball drop and like forcing myself to stay awake. But if I'm gonna go out, you saw me, I got my tutu, I got the outfit, I'm doing the whole thing, especially for church. I'm literally like giving God all his
That's
glory.
What I'm saying. Like I am gonna stay ready. Like to me, if I'm going out and I know everyone and their mother's mother is on the phone recording every fucking breath that you take. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make sure that like I look amazing. So if you zoom in, motherfucker, zoom in and look at this amazing jacket. Zoom in and look at these great shoes. Zoom in and look at this cat eye. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck it is, because people pause and they zoom in. They do that because we do that. They pause and we zoom in. To
I
see.
don't do that, but should I start?
I do that. I do that. And the only reason I do that is because I was around some people, which I'm not going to name, but y'all bitches know who the fuck y'all are. I love y'all dearly. But
Oh,
they'll
I know
pause
who
the
that
video.
is. I know.
They pause the video and they zoom in. My thing
First of all, I didn't know
before
you
the
could do
zooming
that
in,
on social media.
yeah, on some things you can pause the video and zoom in. But what I am very, and I don't want to say critical, but what I tend to notice is backgrounds when I'm looking at videos. So if a person is like well put together, but then their mattress is on the floor and then they have shit all over the place.
Oh God.
I'm like,
The worst.
okay, you got a Louis Vuitton, but where's your frame to your bed?
Yo.
Like your bed is not supposed to purposely be on the floor.
Yo. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's on. I'm always like,
or you're showing a Louis Vuitton shoe in the living room, but you don't have a sofa. Like, what's really going on? The priorities. The priorities are wrong. You could have bought a whole living room set for the cost of them shoes.
unless that shit
You
they
got nowhere to
fake. A
sit.
lot of times people buy fake shit. But I mean, not to sidebar, but yo, when we went to New York to see the Rockettes because the tradition that we have is going to see the Rockettes with the girls. They're back to selling like the bootleg stuff in the city, not Chinatown. You know, years ago they had a
Just on the street.
Yes, on the street, on the grounds, right?
Oh my
Yes,
God.
and I respect everybody's wallet. I respect everybody's hustle. I just need a receipt from my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need a receipt.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I have a
need to
couple
walk
name brand.
in.
I got a couple name brand purses, but there's a couple fake ones because you know what? I drive a Benz. So who the fuck is gonna tell me that my purse ain't real?
Facts.
So
I
now
get it.
you can do
I
the
respect
investigation when you see me.
To
Is she
see-
wearing a real
guess
purse
which one is.
or a
Okay.
fake one?
So when I remember I had one, right? I mean, again, my first Gucci bag, I was 20 something and I got it from Nick Cannon's manager. Shout out to Niall. Love him. I was like, oh my God. Like I was so new to the industry. We had just done a campaign. I was like, do I accept this? What is going on? I still have it. And then my second was from my boss. I was like,
it's really Gucci purses over there.
Dude, I was, but it was, I don't know if it's still something industry. I'm not in that space so much anymore, but then it was when I started dating Phil and it was an abundance of shit, which funny story, and Dee can vouch for this. I have, because she helped me pack.
Yes.
So many.
Bags. It's when I tell you that it is raining.
The bag.
Wait.
That I never used.
When I tell you that it is raining, and it is not just Gucci. Okay, we're talking Chloe, we're talking fucking Louis Vuitton, we are talking motherfucking Christian Louis Vuitton, we're talking all that shit. And I'm sitting in her closet because, you know, I love Rocio to death. Hold on. I love Rocio to death. And this is the one of the top, because there's like top 10 things I love about Rocio. But one of the things about Rocio that I love is that she could have an abundance, but that doesn't make who she is. There's a lot of people out here that because they have a purse,
and carry
it makes them. They think that material things make who they are, and that's never been Rocio. So imagine my surprise when I'm in her fucking closet, which was a whole fucking bedroom, by the way, and we're fucking putting shit away. And all these purses, I was like, damn bitch, I've never seen you wear one.
Never.
Of these Gucci's. Okay, all right. And then fucking she comes to the fucking park this past year and she has this massive Gucci purse with her initial on it. And I know that Joan real. I know that Joan is real. I'm talking like the people in Virginia. That Joan.
He said, I left the park that day and I had that bag because I was traveling and I didn't bring another bag, but that's not the point.
Lola? Sorry.
It's fine.
Okay.
But Freddie goes, he texts me after the game and he said, Oh, you think nobody noticed you in your Jordans
And
and the Gucci bag? I was like,
and she has a fucking collection of fucking Air Force. What are those? The Nike Forces.
the ones, the ones. I'm addicted. I don't know. It's a problem.
Yeah.
But Sequitur, that's an
Hold
amazing
on.
intro.
You see how she transitioned? Hold on. Let's not.
Amazing
No,
intro.
but I just want to say, that says a lot about your character and who you are, because she will fucking wear a H&M fucking shirt with a fucking Gucci skirt and a motherfucking Steve Madden heel, and the whole shit look like it's fucking Gucci. And that takes talent. So let's not try it, people. That takes talent. Continue to go get your mannequin outfits.
Shout out quick to Lucelli, who we love. She texts me. She sends me a DM right before New Year's, and she sends me pictures of two things. She's like, "How would you wear this?" And I was like, "What?"
Her outfit was so cute for New Year's Eve.
She didn't follow my instructions, but that's not the point.
Oh shit.
And Alyssa and her, they've done that before, right? So I was
Alyssa looked amazing.
Amazing. But that body,
them titties.
So I told her, I was like, keep it collegiate, blah, blah, blah. But more importantly, I was like, why are you asking me? She's like, bitch, because you be just putting some shit together. and she's like, I need to do that. I was crying.
Because her and I don't know how to play dominoes.
Amazon. Or that shit is from whatever. Her and you don't know how to play dominoes.
We don't know how to play dominoes. This is a completely crazy sidebar before we start our topic. Girl, we have not started our topic. But so we went over, Carlos and I just went over to Jomari's house. She had a friend's mess thing that ended up being an after New Year thing. And so what up, Jomari and Lenny? So we went to her house and they were over there playing some game with money and all this stuff. And I was just like, what's going on? But anyway, long story short, Lucelli and I do not know how to play dominoes, but two other people wanted to play dominoes. So Lucelli and I was like, fuck it. We'll just match number to number.
I was literally like, it can't be that hard. Don't you match the numbers?
No, there is strategy. There is chip counting. There is all that shit.
Oh, you mean like real dominoes?
Yeah. So me and Lucelli and I were just talking over the board about, Christmas, about New Year's, about food, right? And they over there strategizing, counting, and the people we were playing, they were really good. They're like really good. So we're over there just putting whatever, and then she ended up getting a capicu. She didn't even know. And a capicu is when you have two numbers at both ends, and then you close it with the last chip. I think. I don't know. So we were celebrating that, because we got a lot of points, but then we were like kept winning. So then we beat them. So then two other people came to play us. What? And we were doing the same thing. We were like, let's just continue to do what we're doing. We kept on talking about, my audition, and she was telling me about the kids and about how Alyssa wants Taco Bell after there, whatever. We win again. This time I got a capicu. And two other people Oh, we was like, we didn't even know how to play, and we're beating everybody.
It's a strategy. Do we not?
It was like, Diana, that was a good move. I was like, thank you.
Strategy.
I don't know what I just did.
I strategized that.
Nah, but love Lucelli, love Ellie, they're always, and did we talk about? Wait, we didn't even talk about the toy driver, did we? No, because we had some of our listeners come and do some gift wrapping, and we had amazing people come, and we had a great time. Oh my God, it was
that toy drive was the train that could, the little train that could, because it literally was an idea, and we had 3.5 weeks to execute it. And did we execute? No, we fucking killed it.
Yo.
Like, to the point where we were like, oh, you know what? We had 30 toys per school. We'll be good. We partnered with 2 schools. We wanted it to be Hartford schools. We wanted it to be people that we knew that were going to get it to the kids that really would enjoy. Obviously, shout out to a lot of other toy drives that people were doing, because everyone is deserving of a toy, especially any kid, but we wanted it to be specific kids who this could be, which we heard one of the little girls. First of all, me and Z were Waterworks when we distributed the
Oh my
toys,
gosh.
but we heard one of the little girls, I got chills talking about it, and she was like, I didn't think I was going to get anything for Christmas. And I was like, oh my God.
And then there was another one that was like, I don't want to seem like I am unappreciative. And I said, so what's going on? Why are you sad? And she said, well, my family, we tend to buy toys for the family, and we already have a Jenga, because she had gotten a Jenga. So then I said, okay, so let's change that. And she was like, we could? And I said, yes. And I appreciate you using your voice. If you don't like something, or if something is bothering you,
or more if you already have the tool, the game,
make sure. But I just wanted to make sure that I told her, if something is bothering her, if she thinks something is not right, it is okay for her to say something. And there's always going to be somebody that's going to listen to her. So I said, so you know what? We got some toys, and we going to change that Jenga. She said, what? I said,
and she ended up
getting two toys, and then one for her sister, because she was just like, my sister would love that. And I was like, well, take it. And she was like, what?
It was crazy. It was crazy.
It was amazing.
And the gift wrapping event.
We had the Jasenias there. Shout out, yo, the
Rachel,
team.
Jasenia, Brenda, Alyssa,
Esmeralda came, the principal from Parkville School.
Yo, I'm sorry.
Natalie, Melissa, Mariah, both Jasenias, because we had two Jasenias. I actually made a joke. I was like, damn, y'all was born in the same year, same month. Were they running out of names because they both got Jasenias?
But
we love y'all girls.
Geez, like to the point where we were like, shit, we're done.
We don't got no more toys.
People came factory, and it was like we had like 250 toys. It was crazy.
It was crazy. So I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. My daughter, her boyfriend, my husband. Thank you so much for coming to hang out. Freddie came. And then the people there at Red Rock, Donnie, Emily, Carmen, Ed. Thank you so much for always just being so helpful. And Donnie for always just opening his doors. He could charge people. He never does. He opens his doors to the community, and people come. And I really we appreciate it. That it was a success. We had such a good time, and we were listen. We that's a rapping team right there. Like we had like over 200 toys, and we wrapped the crap out of them toys. That was crazy, gangster. Also, I found out that the Latino firefighters that were out at Didn't they
have their event that night?
Walmart. They were out at Walmart for a couple weeks. They had an event at Red Rock where they were also soliciting for their toy drive, and they collected 400 toys. Now that's a whole bunch of firefighters, mind you.
They're like a organization.
Right. They're an organization. So mind you, Rocio and I, with monies collected and toys, had over 200 toys. So for us to be two people, so you can do whatever you put your mind to, for real. Because we were just like, oh, we'll probably get like 40 toys per school, 20, maybe 30. Look at that. And then Esmeralda, bless her heart, she was just amazing to be able to put us in a room with some of the kids so that we could actually see their excitement and see their joy. And there was even one little girl that I just was like, oh, she put me in tears. Like I had to turn around and just like get it together, because I was just like, I just wanted to take her.
Yeah.
I just wanted to take her home. And not take her and change her life.
No, that's why I've always said I cannot do shout out to the good people who work at DCF, who are teachers.
Brenda was there. It was so funny. Connections. Oh my God.
It's so crazy because I get chills. My cousins work at DCF, and I say the good people because there are shitty people in every industry. But what these kids, the way, first of all, when we won't overshare, but when I asked Esmeralda, I'm like, how do you select the kids? And she was like, well, usually it's kids who sign up for food bags. And I was like, super ignorant of me. I was like, what do you mean food bag? And she's like, they sign up for food to take home. It's not like they sign up for food for lunch. They sign up for food to be able to take home. And I was like, oh my God, like this is 2023 in a not third world country. And to know that those kids were walking in and you have no idea what they go home to, or if school's closed, that they don't even eat that day, or like, you know, the mental trauma, the or not even, it's like some parents are just doing the best they can.
Yep.
And
Yep.
shit is hard out here. Shit is hard. So
because if
for
you go to
us
a
to
grocery
be able
store,
to do,
everything is like
yeah,
$5, $10,
milk,
$15.
a half a
That shit
gallon of
crazy.
milk is like $4, $4.50.
Crazy.
But yeah, the toy drive was so great.
I'm over here just trying to think of, I think my cousin's girlfriend, I think her name is Yvette. I don't want to fuck up her name. She gave us a really big donation, and then come to find out, all these people are connected without even meeting each other. So therefore, I was there, and I was able to introduce Brenda, who has spoken to Esmeralda in the past on the phone, because Brenda's a DCF worker, but they never met. So she had most of her cases out of Parkville. So she was just like, oh, and they happened to be at the same table wrapping gifts. And I'm like, yo, it is a small,
also known as your
freaking world. And then there was another woman, and I forgot her name. I'm trying, as I'm looking through my phone because I want to remember her name. But
I think it was Jenny.
That she was part of the organization that wants to sponsor one of the podcasts, right? This year.
I believe it's Jenny.
Oh my God. She was so great. She was so great and so amazing. Like those two, they was like, we out of work, so we about to go get a drink. I said, girl, you at a bar. Go get this.
We grown.
Said, no, this is a casual situation. Okay. No, but yeah, it was great. It was great. So
yeah.
Amazing.
No,
amazing.
Shout out to everybody who participated in the toy drive. Can't wait to do it again next year. And all it did is fuel us to do other things, back to school drive in the summer. So look out for that. And then we do have some live events coming. But before we segued into the toy drive, non sequitur, and we were talking about fake bags and all that shit.
Who you better talk about?
Nobody. We could talk about fake motherfucking resolutions.
Oh,
fake bags? Is your resolution to try buying some real bags this year? What's your fake ass resolution? Resolutions?
If I could get a fake bag that look real, listen, I'm gonna rock the shit out of it. Nah, but I've got to say no, and once we go into our little situations, you'll see what I'm talking about. I used to set resolutions, and I used to think I was a superhero, but I'm not. I'm human, so therefore, most of the time, by like February 12th, the shit was done.
Say, like Natalie said, we're all humans, yes, but there's some definitely like super shit to Diana's like, whoa.
You too. Shut up. We both.
I was like, Natalie was like, shout out to Nat, who was like, just put a camera on you while you're doing 17 facts. It's true. It's like Nia Long posted that she had an interview with Jeezy, and she was just like, not to get too deep, but she was just like, I'm tired. And she's like, I just don't believe women should be this tired. And I think it is, and then my other girlfriend, shout out to Salama, was like, she sent me this.
I need to meet Salama.
You've met her.
Well, meet like sit and chat
at the Christmas dinners we had in New York. Yeah, but she's amazing. She sent me this video, and she was like, I'm sending this to you because you're so good at this, which was a video about self-care. And I said, you know what? Thank you, because it took me a long time to be okay with and this, after Sophie, especially, it's like you don't prioritize. So, to me, self-care is lashes, nails, a facial, a massage, working out, like anything that's my time. Because even sometimes working out, I got to take her with me, or she works out with me downstairs. So it's like I'm not in the zone. But I say all that to say, when Nia Long was like, she's just tired, and women shouldn't be tired. I feel like, unfortunately, and maybe it'll change generationally, but we're so programmed to just get shit done. Like, I could just get it done. I'll do it quicker. I get it done. So that's why I joke, which is not really joke, but my second chapter for poor guy, because I'm gonna be like, I don't know. I don't know. Even if it takes me 5 minutes and him 5 hours. I'm definitely in my feminine.
Oh shit!
But so you used to set resolutions, and
I used to set resolutions. I used to set resolutions. So I wanted to start off by giving the top 10 resolutions set by Forbes, and you may have a separate list or separate things that could be a part of the other list, but and this is for 2024 because I also did a comparison of resolutions that were 10 years ago in 2014, and they seem to be, the wording was different because now people are using intent and all this shit. So now they were pretty much the same in a different order, but okay. So number 1 in the Forbes top 10 resolutions for 2024, improve fitness. Number 2 was
I feel like that's number 1 for years.
Yeah. No, but you'll see what I'm talking about because when we get to 4 and 5, I thought that those would be put together, and they were in 2014, but in 2024 they're separated. But number 2 is improve finances, budgeting, makes sense. Number 3, this one was not in the 2014, improve mental health. That was not in 2014. So that was interesting to see. So then number 4, lose weight. Number 5, improve diet. So I thought by improve fitness that those 3 would be combined, but that separated them in the 2024. Number 6 is make time for loved ones, which I think is fucking sad. Okay.
But I think that's a product of COVID. I think it's a product of COVID. Yeah. I shouldn't say that. I think it's a product of social media. I think it's a product of technology. And we talked about it a little bit with Dr. Noel on the podcast, where it's like, and you see it all the time. Yo, we were skiing, we went to dinner, and I'm not a perfect mom, trust me, and I don't judge anybody, but I really, really, really don't do the iPad at a restaurant with Sophie.
Yeah.
And even if I know it's going to require me having to entertain her, my daughter is very conversational. She's not one of these. Yeah. So it's like, I already know if we're going to dinner, I have to do tic-tac-toe, bring something that we do together, or no, it's not going to be like I'm sitting enjoying a dinner. I'm going to enjoy my food, but I got to fucking talk to my kid.
Right.
But I say this to say there were 2 tables, separate families. One table had like 6 kids. First of all, the parents were right at the bar right next to them. All of them had iPads out or some sort of phone. And they were all speaking Spanish, like Argentinian. There were a lot of like foreigners when we went skiing. And then the table next to us with the parents at the table, and the mom was pregnant. 2 little girls, headphones. Literally, they walked into the restaurant like this. They sat down like this. They ate like this. They got up to leave like this. And I was like, so I told Josephine, my niece, I said, baby, let me explain something to you. That's exactly why people have a hard time expressing their emotions, having conversation, because why would you ever have to? Right. Didn't you tell me, or no, I can't say who. We have a friend who's an administrator, and told me that he was having a problem with his students. So he had to call 2 of them in, 3 of them in, and they're texting each other
while they're in the office,
how they're feeling or why they did something while they're in the office talking to him. And I was like, you're joking. He's like, I swear. The conversation was minimal verbally, as they're like, letting each other have it over text. And I said, I really feel like spending more time with loved ones is a lost art, because
it is. But you know what? To me, I went in by saying that I think it's sad because we've always done it. So to me, it is sad. It is sad because Like when COVID was happening, we made sure to come around each other, especially my siblings, my mom, all of us,
You
to
guys
make
created
sure
like a pod,
we
right?
created the pod. We was like, so let's just all get together. So if anybody's gonna get sick, we get sick, whatever the fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only person that was really going out like that was my sister because she worked at 911 at the time. And then her husband, who was a bondsman. And you would think that with COVID, a lot of people weren't going to jail, but there was no people still going to jail. You know what I'm
People
saying?
committing crimes.
Yeah, so now, but let me finish this list. Making time for loved ones. Number 7, stop smoking. That's still a thing, as we said earlier. Number
Mm-hmm.
8, learn a new skill, hobby, or language. Number 9, improve work-life balance. That's big. That wasn't on 2014 either. And number 10 is travel more. And that was only at 6%, which I was like, damn, travel more is always last. Like, what the? And they have 14, but I was like, no, I'll just give them the top 10. But when you asked me at the beginning if I do resolutions, I don't anymore. I used to. I tend to do something else, but for those of you that do resolutions, I think that is an important that you consider the why you're setting it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it too big? Because I found that when I was going to Carla's gym, Sudor Taino, that a lot of the people were setting um, resolutions, and then they would feel a few of them would feel so bad, or if it was outside of the gym, people at work, they would feel so bad if they didn't get it. So in my head, I was like, well, was that resolution too big? And there's a lot of people that aren't ready for change. So then at the same time, it's like, if you're not comfortable with change, which is the only constant, right? Then will you be comfortable to stop smoking? Will you
Ooh,
be
ooh, ooh,
comfortable?
ooh, ooh, ooh. Say that again.
Yeah, a lot of people they're not comfortable with change. They're very
And
comfortable
change is the
is the only
only
constant. The
girl.
only constant. That change is just change in the weather. There's change in the way you feel for somebody. There's change in the seasons. There's change in what's on TV. There's change all the time. That's the
Mm-hmm.
only thing that you can count on is change. But there's a lot of people that are living in comfort and they are not used to change. So of course you're gonna fail if you're not used to change. You know what I'm saying? There's people that are set in their little. I'm not saying little because I try my hardest not to say that word, but they are set in their lives. They're set in in their routines, good or bad. Sometimes people are set, like, we're gonna be dropping an episode where we're talking about negative self-talk, where Rocio shared about someone in her family that has been in a relationship for over 20 years and they're not happy, and they know they're not happy, but they're still there, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
probably all they know. And they're scared of change. At the end of the day, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you have to make sure you set yourself up for success if you want to have the change or whatever. Be picky about the resolution, maybe, and not let it be like this massive thing. Like, I want to lose 125 pounds in 3 months. That's unrealistic to me. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's unrealistic. Usually people tend to lose about 2 to 3 pounds a week if you're really going hard, maybe about
And
10
a lot
pounds.
of it is water weight.
Yeah. So it's not, people tend to lose a lot of weight like that when they do January, February of like 2019, and then they show themselves 2022, and then they lost
Mm-hmm.
100 and some pounds. But it's like, it's 2 years, like it's 3 years. So you almost have to like make sure that you're setting a resolution for yourself that's attainable. That is not something crazy. Like, if you know you want to smoke a cigarette, don't say, okay, I want to stop smoking by February. You've been smoking for 15 years. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I will say, like, there's this guy named David Goggins, and I'm reading his book now, Can't Hurt Me. But there are, and it's minimal amounts of people that can not lose 120 pounds in 2 months. Ozempic ain't even doing that shit for you.
Right.
But that can be like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking stop smoking today.
Right. Right.
There are people and that's mind over matter. That's all. I mean, everything is minds.
Absolutely.
But I get what you're saying. I've never been one to set resolutions, but, and fuck it, I'm going to say it. I do take great pride in a lot of things that people set as resolutions I have as a lifestyle, which I think to me is, that's really what matters. So I used to be like, well, fuck, like when I used to do vision boards, which I think are amazing. And like, even just come up with like, damn, Rocio, what is it? What is it? Like for me right now in my season, and I talked about it, and you guys, I'll tap into it a little bit in the negative self-talk, is really my personal development, like, emotional development, growing emotionally, getting stronger emotionally,
Emotional intelligence. Don't forget
yes.
that.
And like I was listening to Mel Robbins, who was like a motivational speaker, has a podcast, and she said something which fucking stung. But she was like, it's not that people's intuition isn't right, is that people are afraid to do anything about what their intuition is already confirming. You get what I'm saying? So your intuition is like, you need to get out, you need to get out, you need to get out. And you're like, I know I need to get out. But then you know what you do? How? But this, but
then
that,
if I do that, but then if I do this, yes.
So it's like you open the door and you're one step out, and then you're like,
you're closing the door back up.
It's like, when a video rewinds.
Oh shit! You're backing back up into the bushes like Homer.
Yeah, but I do feel
my
like
favorite meme, by the way.
Like Homer.
When he's backing up into the bushes, like.
I do believe in vision boards. I do believe in resolutions. My girlfriend Nancy hosts an amazing vision board a workshop every year. She does great. She's had a lot of people who are super successful, but the common thread in people's growth is their commitment to themselves. Their commitment to, it's like, again, it's personal growth. It's inner for me, in the way I perceive is like, yeah, I'm gonna start working out. Yeah, whatever. So if you're a person who doesn't work out, don't set the goal to work out 5 days a week.
You have to make sure it's specific. You have to start slow. If you're already a person that's working out, then it's different. Then you're like, okay, instead of two or three times a week, I'm gonna go 4 or 5 times a week.
Right.
So make sure that you don't take on too much.
Right.
Don't make it so you're like, shit, I made this resolution. I said I'm gonna work out 5 times a week. I could barely get through Monday. Like, what the fuck?
And then it's like, I'm gonna get out of debt, but you're not adding to your income.
Right.
So
or you're still spending the same amount of money.
Exactly.
So how?
So like, how are you so it's like, okay, resolutions: lose weight, save money, blah blah blah. Then for me, and I do more of, the thing is, I don't do it at the end of the year. I kind of check in with myself like every 3 months, and I do this thing. I don't know what the terminology is, but I create these bubble charts, and it's like, here's where I am, and from here is like, podcast. Okay, what do we want to do with the podcast? We want to do merch. We want to do live events. Boom, my business, blam, my brands, blam. As a mother, bam, personal activities, which I'm taking up tennis, and I started snowboarding again this season. So those are just personal goals for me, but I also treat them like I treat my business or a client. I set phases, and that's where, Diana, I think you're talking about realistic goals. It's like, I don't meet with a client and I'm like, within the first 3 months, I'm going to get you an eyewear deal, jewelry, apparel, but it doesn't work like that. It's like strategy.
Yep.
First 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months. It's like growth, but obviously you leave room in between, even in business, for once people get buzz of what you're doing, you can have a category you never expected come and knock at your door. So it's the same in life. You could be like, oh, I'm going to start working out. And then as you work out, you realize, you know what? I'm not a gym person. I should take up a sport.
Right.
Maybe I should
or maybe
tennis.
Go biking, or maybe go
a walk. I actually love being outside. Let me try hiking. So it's being graceful with yourself and being flexible. But as Dee said, I always find, like, you see those memes about the gym the first 2 weeks of the new year, and it's like, it's packed. everyone's at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, really? So then what happens? You go to the gym and you leave and grab McDonald's. Like, it's a full situation.
Oh yeah, one of the
A
things.
full commitment to the health. So
One of
that's
the
why that's so weird that those things were all separated.
Yeah, one of the things that you can do if you find it hard to do it for yourself is find an accountability partner, somebody that can hold you accountable, somebody that you could do it with until it becomes a habit. Because consistency is the key when it comes to anything. If you're trying something new, especially, you have to make sure that you continue to do it until you see results. There's this thing that always comes out where you feel good after 2 weeks. You start feeling really good after a month. You start seeing results after 2 months, 3 months. Oh shit, you're buying new clothes. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like and that's just with the working out. But with everything else, if you put enough passion and stuff in it, if you stay consistent with it, like nothing worth having is not free. Like nothing worth having doesn't just come to you. Like there's only a few lucky people that can say, "Oh wait, this happened for me." Blah 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 blah. And most of us hate those type of people. But usually, you have to work at something if you want it. Things that have happened: NBA players, MLB players, singers, rappers. They got to continue to work at their craft. They got to continue to work at what they want to get it. So if you're trying to lose, like let's make it more attainable, you're trying to lose 15 pounds. I've been trying to lose 15 pounds for about a year and 2 months.
But P.S.
You know what
like
I'm saying?
that, right?
So,
It's
hold on.
also there's so many layers because when you plateau,
Sorry.
ooh, that 15 pounds is hard.
Hard as fuck. And then you have my trainers, love them to death, Haiti, Raf, and Kwan, that are like, but you're gaining all this muscle. Look at your arms. Look at your back. Don't nobody want to hear that shit though. You know what I'm saying? And I know the whole trickery with the fucking scale. I hate the scale. I know that I and the scale do not get along. Me and the scale are going to have, but this is the thing. I will end up losing because I want to throw the scale out the window. That's two things that I'm gonna be losing: a window and a scale. So I'm not trying to do that. So I think that a lot of people, the way that people are failing is because they don't set themselves up for success. They don't put in any thought or process or tools as to why or all this stuff. And it's so interesting how you said that you tend not to do it, to make it like a lifestyle. Me, the reason at the beginning why I said that I no longer do resolutions, and now mind you, if you do a resolution and it works for you, you like it, I love it. And I've given you even things that you can do to try to continue to do a resolution. But have you heard about the new year, new me? Like people always say new year, new me. And then they say new year, new me every year. And I'm like, bitch, you the same motherfucker. Like what you talking about? You said you lost 5 pounds. Where? Yeah. Don't brag about something motherfuckers can't see. So I would say that instead of resolutions, what I do is I set intentions.
I love it.
Right. So to me, when you set an intention, it has purpose, whereas a resolution is something external. It could be, let me see, where intention setting, it's more like inside, like an inward type of journey. And it's less about doing and more about like achieving, like for just life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all about like not being, but becoming. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? Like intentions and I wrote some down because these are some of the things that I am trying to, these are some of the things that I've been saying to myself ever since, because we did record our negative self-talk. So these are some of the things that I've put. These are some of the intentions. These are mine. Feel free to grab them. These are 4 of mine. I will allow myself to take up space and be me. I will
Hey, did you feel that you didn't do that?
There's sometimes when I post those memes of I will not let you dim my light and that type of stuff. When you're shining and when you come into a room and you demand attention even without saying a word. You and I both have that characteristic. A lot of people get intimidated by that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they tend to, and usually it doesn't affect me when it comes from people that I don't give a fuck about or people I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh
Mm-hmm.
well, fuck you, whatever. But it was when it's someone close or someone that I love, that's when it fucks with me. And I'm like, well, shit. If I'm trying to do something at the end of the day, it's gonna benefit all of us. That's just the way that I think. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So in my very, I want to say, I've become a lot more um vigilant, a lot more like just making sure that I am taking in all of that energy and saying, you know what, fuck that and fuck them. If they don't like the way that I am and the way that I've been, because I don't think I've
Mm-hmm.
changed a lot, then
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna continue to allow myself to take up the space and be myself, and always know, because I said this at a party the other night, and they were like, a couple of people were like, you right, you are, because I said my presence is a present. Like I don't gotta be here.
With a bow.
I don't have to be here. You know what I'm saying? So they started laughing like, yeah, but you're right. But another one is, I will consider my needs with respect. I intend to deepen my connections and my relationships that matter to me. And I choose to fully trust my feelings because they do matter. So those are four intentions that I'm sharing with you guys, and those are things that I'm working on, because those things I think just make me a better person. Now, mind you, sometimes I do put a robe on and I get my rank on. I'm human. I'm human. Right? But intentions can be set at any time. My girlfriend told me, because my best friend Nat, shout out to Nat, um, we talk about intentions all the time. And she said, well, shit, you could set an intention at the fucking light. You can
Bitch.
set an intention at the grocery
That
store.
part.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
part.
And it could be any time. It doesn't necessarily have to be in January or December 31st. Like, just set an intention and do it. Make it part of your a part of your lifestyle. But before going there with the intent, I think that it is very important for you to be grateful for what is already in your life. I think that a
Mm.
lot of us take, me included, because again, I'm human. Sometimes I got to put my cape up, but forget about the things. You're so focused about the things that you want, and but I want this, but I want that, but I just want to get there. I just want to get there. As you know, I've been podcasting since 2018. And around 2019, 2020, I was like, damn, why is this not happening? Why is this not? And I was
Mm-hmm.
getting frustrated, and but then I was like, you know what? I enjoy doing it. It really doesn't matter. I have people that listen. So it's just like, I'm good. Or as the
Mm-hmm.
kids, they don't, I found out the kids don't say Gucci no more, by the way. So, yeah. But anyways.
Well, we
So,
ain't kids. Because I
but we
still
ain't
say
get
that
so
shit.
with
Prada,
Gucci.
Balenciaga.
No, but make sure, like, if you need to be reminded, make sure just to be grateful of the things that you have. Just the little things, the big things. I think to me, they're all big things. But just breathing, waking up, being able to move, being able to to
Mm-hmm.
to, to move in your car. You have gasoline, you have food, you have to put in your stomach, you have lights, you have heat. Right now, when I go outside and it's freezing, there's people living on the street. They don't have heat. They don't have the option to go inside. Some of them, the shelters run out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just those things to be grateful for. So like that when you're talking about the intentions, then they're like easier. They're easier. Like once your life is full and you're grateful for shit, it just becomes a thing where it's just like, let me lose these 5 pounds. And to me, these 15 have been very hard, and I know why. I love brownies and cookies. But yeah,
And you make great brownies and cookies.
thank you.
Like all the time.
Yeah, but you eat them too, and you ain't trying to
Bitch.
lose 15. But you eat them in moderation, which I have learned. I have learned to eat them in moderation, and I have said no to a lot of shit. And I'm food prepping, and I'm doing a whole bunch of shit. So
I love it.
yeah. Pues, ya tú
I
sabes.
love it. I wanna highlight what you said about setting intention anywhere, anytime, because I think that that's a big part of for me, a misconception people have with these resolution settings. And that's why it's like, the shit is fake. Like, I feel like it's all very ceremonial. Like, did you set a resolution? Did you set a resolution? But I think it's just like, like when people expect to feel the Holy Spirit, for instance, or like if you expect to feel God presence, it's like, some people really do have this perception that you're going to like see this cloud open and a vision, and like God is going to come and speak to you like the angel spoke to Mary or whatever. It's like, it's the Holy Spirit lives in you. It's the inner voice. It's not, we don't always listen to it, but it's there. He lives in you, Allah, whatever you believe in. You're born with this and learning to tap into it. And then with resolutions, it's like people feel like then people feel like it has to be, if I don't set it before the ball drops at fucking midnight, I gotta reset. I gotta wait till next year. I gotta wait. It's like, it's not gonna work. It's like a magical, it has to happen. Bitch, you're not Cinderella. It's not a midnight. Like, because guess what happens? Ready? I have learned and made peace with this year, finally, at the age of 43, that I have always, since little, expected to have this sort of like crescendo moment at New Year's where it's like, oh, there's the feeling, right? I have spent New Year's on a beach. I have spent New Year's with famous people, Tom Cruise, people I'd never thought I'd meet. I have spent New Year's at church. I have spent New Year's on my mother's sofa. I have spent New Year's in Times Square. When I tell you, I realized this year I was at church and it was like, I finally made peace with the fact that there is a lot of pressure, even from young. Pressure, sadness, sad things that surround the holidays for me and New Year's, which have stifled my ability to feel the crescendo. But at the same time, I think it's because I also live, or really, really do intentional work to live in a state of gratitude, like you said, at all times. So it's like we put this pressure on ourselves to feel something on Christmas, on New Year's. And then when you don't, you're like, fuck, why not me? Like, all these other people are setting resolutions and vision boards and like have all these goals. And it's like, you know what? Because you've set a lifestyle for yourself that allows you to find these moments of joy in the most monotonous days of life. Like, what good is a resolution that you keep for the first 2 weeks of January, and then by the third week, you fucking ordering drive-through at McDonald's every day because you're like, fuck it, I'm not good enough. It's about I hate the word lifestyle because people use it all the time, but it's like, I tell Diana all the time, I had this conversation with my sister. It's like, there's so many times where I literally just go to a wall or a corner or a space, especially now as a single mom, where I just like put my heart on my chest and be like, how human of me, like, how human of me to like be sad. Hey!
He was standing right there like, can I walk by? He said, he left.
Perfect timing. But how human of me to like just need to check in with myself, to like be gracious with myself, to be like thankful, to be like, my daughter is healthy even though her dad is very sick, like it's these like little crescendos throughout the day in life. And I think that's why I kind of steered away from these resolutions or like this thought that I have to set these things now, because if I don't set them now, they're never going to happen. And it's like, bitch, you can set them in January, March, April, September, December 1st. And if you're not intentional and committed to it, like, what are we doing? Right. Why are we even bothering?
Right.
But mine, it's funny because health, save money, people do sober January. I never understood that.
Me neither.
Why? So then you could get
I don't
drunk
know.
February 1st? I
I
don't.
don't- The
I'm
people that
like,
drink heavily in my circles never have done it. So,
because unless you're going to stop drinking,
right,
what's the point?
right.
For me, I don't call them resolutions. I just really really check in and it's like setting these standards for myself. It's continuing to set a standard, not even a goal. It's like this should be standard in your life. Like these are things that should always just be a standard. And as I mentioned before, really diving into some ugly shit in personal development, having these like conversations either with friends, with myself, with my therapist that just bring up a lot of ugly shit, hurtful shit, crying shit. But really working on it, because I feel like what happens is, for me, I find myself to be such a person who's so self-aware and self-aware that it's like, oh, okay, I could reschedule my therapy. Oh, I could reschedule. And then some shit like this week, which I won't share, happened for me. And it's like, I have no tools. I have nowhere but to cry and be scared and be afraid. And my mind starts thinking of what's coming. And it's because I wasn't intentional about continuing. Because, sometimes you have therapy and you're like, oh, I'm having a good week. Like, I don't even need to
And
I'm
then
having two. I'm having two
too
good
much.
weeks. What? I've been reading my Bible. I've been in the word, listening to worship. And then it's like, oh my God. And then I'm like, fuck, roast. So for me, it's, I guess, jumping off the bandwagon. But mine were personal development, being consistent with therapy, being consistent with growing my business. Above all is reconnecting spiritually. I feel like in the last 2 years, I made the biggest decisions of my life. And I realized about 2 weeks ago that I never really checked in prayer with God as I was doing it. I did it very fleshy, very human, which is fine for a lot of people. But for me, I've never really functioned like that as an adult. And I was like, shit, like you definitely did not pray enough about your move or how, just clarity. I need clarity. I need your presence. I need to feel it. And usually that's how I'm led. But we serve we serve a God that's merciful and graceful. So I reel myself in and I'm like, all right, Rocio, like, that's something you have to be intentional about. Being more patient, really, really, really seeking peace in every avenue of life, and being more hopeful, like catching myself to be, it's easy to be like, I just want to have peace. I just want to be peaceful. When in one of the personal situations I'm having, I've realized that I'm very tumultuous. I don't know how to be peaceful. And if I'm choosing to stay in the situation, then I need to not be toxic to myself and be peaceful, unless I choose to remove myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then on a lighter note, taking up tennis and going back to snowboarding after having a concussion 13 years ago. That shit right
That came to
there.
my house after the hospital.
Bitch. That's huge for me.
Yeah.
But what do? I sign my kid up so when she's in lessons, I'll get on the board. And then we went to Vermont. It was my first time in 13 years. I was very humble about it. I signed up for a lesson. In the first 30 minutes, the guy's like, why are you in a lesson? I was like, I told him, I was like, I had a concussion and I'm 43 and my body's not the same. It reacts in a fearful way. And I just want to like be slow. So then I got some snow in, which was great. And I'm going to take up tennis. And I feel like I've always been really great about self-care, but it's about being more consistent with it.
So I want to leave, before we wrap this up, I want to leave some words for reflection. And then I also want to leave words of change. And these are all good words, right? So these are just words. So when you're in your path of resolutions, intentions, change, whatever your path is, whatever you choose on what it is that you are going to do, whether it's just starting in January, whether you want to start it 3 weeks from February,
Or right after listening to this
or
podcast,
right
where you
after.
realize,
Yeah. Yeah.
fuck, I'm human. Fuck, they're right. Fuck, I can start
Yes.
anytime. Yeah,
Yes.
bitch.
So here we
You
go.
wanna fucking maybe don't have a goal to lose 100 pounds.
Right. Let's have a goal to start with 10 and then just keep adding 10.
And know that would require you not drinking juice or soda.
Water intake has to go
It
up.
all
Sugar has to go
together.
down.
It all works together. Let's be realistic.
Let's be realistic. All right. So words for reflection, which I thought were great. Awareness, breathing, pause, reset, gratitude. That word keeps coming up. Resilience, optimism, and focus. Those are reflection words. Now, words of change. Reset, renew, nourish, energize, growth, recharge, evolve, bloom, adventure, and travel. Travel, motherfuckers. And I don't mean to Boston and New York. Those are nice little 1 day, 2 day situations. Get your ass on a plane. Go somewhere else. Get yourself a passport. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. Come out of the comfort. Go somewhere different.
You know what's funny? I always tell people, I'm like, do you know how expensive it is to go to Disney?
Oh my God. Yes.
And do you know that?
You know how expensive it is to go to Disney with 4 kids?
That's what I'm saying. But do you know that you
So yes, I
probably
know.
could have gone to Disney in Paris
for cheaper.
or the same amount while you went to Paris, discovered a new city, a new language, a new culture, and probably still went to Disney. Like,
by the way, when I went to frickin' Disney World in Florida, my son Jalen, love him to death, and he sometimes listens, so I hope he's listening now.
Hi, baby. He's my daughter's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Back off.
So we're walking from one ride to the next ride, okay? So we're in transition, okay? We are in transition from one ride to get in line for the next ride because I refuse to buy those fast passes. So
I only go on fast passes.
We get up early as fuck and we're getting on the rides that you really want to get on, and let's do it. So in transition from one ride to the next, he goes, Mom, what are we doing now? Because I'm bored.
Oh.
Do you know it took every single molecule, atom, muscle, tendon, blood clot, whatever the fuck in my body, not to put my hands around his neck and choke his little ass? I was like, so I took a couple breaths in, because, back in the day, I used to snatch a motherfucker up. I sat down on one of those beautiful ass benches because let me tell you, Disney's clean as fuck. There's not one dirt speckle, nothing on the damn ground. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
All the money people pay.
Right. Beautiful, beautiful benches. Everything's beautiful. Sat his ass down, told the family, keep going. I got to talk to Jalen for like 2 minutes. I said, where are we? Disney World. How many of your friends have gone to Disney World? Not many. How long did it take us to get here? A long time. How much do you think it cost? A lot of money. Why are you bored? I'm so sorry, Mom. That wasn't what I meant. I just meant I want to get to the ride faster. Okay, well, you got to use your words because I was about to choke your ass. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell him that, but like he wanted to say, let's hurry up and get to the next thing because I'm so excited. But he's like, I'm bored. And that's just stuck in my head. And I was like, motherfucker, I even went as far as to having a big ass GMC truck limo, gaudy ass shit, pick us up with a guy holding the sign with our name on it. All the bells and whistles with fucking all the snacks that they wanted inside the stretch limo. Okay. Like there was like, what? I was like, oh no, this is the shuttle. But we get to the thing, they had everybody's favorite snacks, everybody's, you know what I'm saying? And they were like floored and oh my gosh. And that was one of the things that I haven't done again, but oh my God. But I'm like, little motherfucker. We almost spent 10 fucking grand to go on this damn trip. Okay? Because my mother also came. And it was various rooms and, all that stuff. But it's like, and we was there for a week. And we did all the parks. We did all the parks. And we did Wet and Wild. And we did like Epcot. We did freaking the one that's not a part of it, Universal as well. We did Universal as well. But bruh. I thought I was gonna lose my mind. Woman chokes out her son.
I know exactly how you feel because I tell Sophie often, I'm like, who gets bored? People who aren't creative. And I didn't give birth to a non-creative human being.
Oh, I wish I would have had that line.
But
I'm gonna use that on some adults.
Even when we went skiing, right? Even when we went skiing, I'm like, this shit is expensive. Like, let's not even get into how it's segregated so that a lot of us cannot go skiing.
Exactly. Okay? I was just about to say.
Let's be clear without being clear. Okay.
That's why lacrosse is like that too. Lacrosse, there's some sports. There's hockey, a lot of sports like that.
Where you need to buy expensive equipment, you need to rent ice time. It's not something.
It ain't
when
cheap.
I tell you, it was $250 for a 2-hour lesson for her, for JoJo. First of all, then we gotta get gear to go there. So you need a snowsuit, you need goggles, you need a helmet, you need skis, you need boots, you need this, you need that. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, wow, this is, without me and my social justice side coming out, I was like, this is how they keep us segregated. Like this is how they keep us segregated. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mind you, we the brownest people on the slopes. I say all that to say, we were getting ready and her and JoJo are like, oh, we're so hot. And at this point I was like, so I took her aside. I said, let me explain something to you. The last thing I want to be doing right now is packing all the things you need to go on an adventure that I don't even need to bring you on. Okay?
Let's be clear.
And I had to have a conversation with Josephine. I sidebarred when we got to the slope because I could feel like a little bit of her discomfort. And Josephine happens to go to like one of the most prestigious private schools in New York, blah, blah, blah. So I'm sure she's also 12 and dealing with a lot of that, like being seen and how good am I, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, the girls looked amazing. Not for any other reason, but because they have stylish moms and we're not going to have them looking crazy, but that's not the point. So I go up to her and I whisper in her ear, I said, let me be very clear with you. You belong here. You belong here just like any of these other people do. Do you understand me? And she looks at me. I said, do you understand me? Yes, I do. I said, I don't care what they look like, what you look like, what room you're in. Please know you belong here. Sacrifices were made for you and Sophie to be here. So you walk with your head high and your shoulders held back. Do you understand me? Yes. Yeah. Because this is what I was seeing. And I was like, I mean, you also know me, and my sister, where we're like, I'm sorry, where's the hot chocolate? Like, where's the hot chocolate? What do we do? No. But I say that to say it's like, the unappreciative, ma'am, Ness, do you know the work that has gone into a fucking snow trip that I could care less about being in 17-degree weather?
I applaud y'all for that because that would not be me.
Right. I mean, privately, I love snowboarding. I'm so proud of myself for getting back up there. But
I'm proud of you too, but there ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Year, I'll do it the other way.
I'm not even going sledding. I'm not even.
We end at the beach.
I'm doing nothing.
Yeah.
I'm doing nothing having to do with snow, fire in snow, lodges.
Bitch.
Nah.
It was the wind. It was brutal. But
that's awesome, though. That's awesome that
I want to ask before we wrap. You read a bunch of amazing words. I love that. Have you thought about, one thing I do is set a word of intention for the year or for the first half of the year. Have you thought about it? And if you haven't, I'll share mine and give you a chance to think about it if you want to come up with one.
No, I don't have a word. I have a phrase.
Go.
Kicking doors open. That's it.
Straight down.
Kicking doors open. Like kicking the door within the fofo. All you heard was Papa don't hit me no more.
Do not give us some fucking lyrics. Okay? Bitch.
Yeah, that's my phrase.
What was that Mary song that I was singing on the way out? And we were
I
like,
can love you.
And then when the Queen Bee,
who you loving, who you wanna be hugging,
zipping
on your ninja Honda with your ninja. What?
Physical fitness. Mary Blige
God be my witness under pressure. I lie for you.
I lie for you. I die for you.
Lord Jesus. Jay, little Kim is a beast.
Millions. Yeah.
Who gonna love you like I do, huh? What? Who gonna kiss you like I do, huh? What? That's an anthem, let me tell you. That's an anthem, because y'all motherfuckers.
Let me tell you.
That song is incredible. And we danced it before we went out with the girls. We're like, I love Mary.
Because these playlists is everything.
Thank you. I'm DJ in my head.
I love it. I'm going to actually put on this episode, I'm going to start putting on the episodes, like the timestamp where we actually get into the episode.
So people can...
So they can go straight to the topic, but I
know they want to listen to the shit.
I know, exactly. So I'm still we should still put on social media, like, did you skip to the topic or did you want to hear?
Right. Okay. All right.
Here it is.
Skip us.
But I think overall.
What's your word? What's your word of intent?
Freedom.
Oh shit! I'm gonna let you down. I'll never give you up. Freedom.
I won't let you down.
Freedom.
Won't give it up.
My dog is looking at me like, what the fuck?
I'm trying to keep what you say.
Hi, baby.
Freedom.
Hi, my love.
If it doesn't make me feel free, if it doesn't make me feel
you. Free that shit up. Free the space. Hell yeah. That's
also
good.
Like not other people or other things. It's really a mission with me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I was talking to my girlfriend and it was like, it says love is patient, love is kind, love is this. But have you ever thought about the fact that you need to be, the love you give yourself has to be patient. The love you allow yourself to give yourself has to be kind. And then the love you give out, the secondary love is patient, love is kind. But in being introspective, it's like I for this year, it's like freedom with business, freedom with friendships. If I feel tired or it doesn't feel good or it doesn't feel like
that shit,
I could breathe.
Free. Muévete. It's time to move. Muévete means move, bitch. Get out the way. What the fuck?
Clearly.
When that shit come on, don't. Yo, I hope y'all enjoyed this fake resolution, maybe good resolution.
Share your resolutions or share the ones that you've set and that you've kept so far. Because
and good luck. Good luck.
Midway through January, exactly.
And don't quit.
Don't quit. And share them with us, or share that you did quit and realized, or maybe this episode you were like, you know what, fuck it, I need to just set a word of intention. I need to
make this a lifestyle.
Happy New Year, bitches. 2024.
Happy New Year, people.
2024 is about to be.
We kicking those in. Kicking
Gucci.
the door waving the fofo. Without the full
Oh, you
photo.
heard with Chopper, don't hit me now. Why?
Without the full, because I don't want to go to jail. That's a gun.
Obviously.
With the hand. Kick in the door, aim it, oh, no, hit me,
This is like when you could tell dudes have never they watch too many movies and never held a gun and they're like,
yeah, sideways. That's sideways shit. All right, you fake ass thug. Yeah. But anyways, bye.
Love y'all.
Gracias for listening to Cositas Mommy Never Told Me. We hope you loved this episode. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and share Cositas Mommy Never Told Me on all your social channels. Todas las redes sociales. And don't forget, if you want in on the real tea and see all of our reactions to the craziness, watch this episode on YouTube. ¡Qué bochinche!